mom's friend just recently had a heart attack, and she was clinically dead when they found her, but she's fine. You know, she's got some rehab to do, but she's fine because they were able to do that. If you don't have the electrolytes necessary for that nerve impulse to be generated, you're pretty much screwed. You can't generate something that's not there. You're so screwed. If you're starting to have chest pain and you go into the emergency room before you actually have the full cardiac arrest, sometimes they can give you electrolytes through intravenously, which is very difficult to do. You don't want to really give potassium intravenously because there's such a small range of what's healthy and of what's not, and then you can fiddle with your kidneys and stuff like that, and it's very, very complicated. So normally they like to do it orally, like through pills, but also you can do it through an NG tube, which is not pleasant. You don't want to know what that is, and you don't want to ever experience that. It's just not pleasant. The point is, if you're unconscious and you've already had this heart attack, we pretty much have to wait for you to either die or live. You don't get any second chances. Not the way that normal people do when they have heart attacks. The electrolytes are so fragile in their balance that any upset is devastating. And it happens more often than you'd like to know. I have had electrolyte imbalances myself. I don't have them very often. I didn't have them very often. But when I did, you feel miserable. You feel like you're going to die instantly. You know, not necessarily the first time because you don't know what it's like, but the second and third time you think you're going to die. And it's a very frightening feeling. Like I said, they shove tubes up your nose, they try and get lines, and oftentimes they can't because you're dehydrated, and it's just... I have a friend who just got out of hospital, and her electrolytes are still not normal, but they're not dangerous or critical anymore. Most of the girls that I see go into my clinic, that I now am an outpatient clinic for, have critical levels. I have another friend who had her electrolytes rebalanced in November. Because of the severity of the situation, it was decided that she would go into treatment the next day, and she went and committed suicide that night because she couldn't handle it. The severity of the thing is crucial. You know, we cannot gamble with this. And is it common? I don't want to say it's common for, people who have an eating disorder for 3 months. Probably not, because your body is very resilient, and it can, for the average number of people who have an eating disorder for 3 months, you're not going to run into these difficulties. But eventually, the longer you have your eating disorder, you're going to. I don't know anybody who has had their eating disorder for a long length of time and doesn't have problems. I know that one of the collab members has a lot of nerve damage because of electrolyte imbalances. It's permanent. She can't get rid of it. I know another collab member, Kathy, has heart damage, or had heart damage, and she managed to restore a little bit of it. I don't know, you'd have to ask her. But the point is it common? Yeah, it's going to happen. It's inevitable. You need to stop, and you need to stop now. The gross burning feeling, you gotta listen to it. If your body's saying something's gross, something's burning, it means it. It doesn't lie to you. It's never going to lie to you. So I really encourage you not to stop on your own. If you've already gotten to the point where this is something that's tempting, you need some help. And if you want some ideas on how to get that help, please feel free to message me. I've done it before. I've managed to, I'm very creative. I can get, different plans going, and we can definitely figure this out for you. And for, just stay safe. And that means stopping. So take care, and I'll try and pick a fluffier, nicer topic for next week. And have a good week.